Welcome to the Mother May I podcast with Frank and Irene on Strong Island Entertainment. Gee, I hope I didn't make a mistake with these two. They promised me they'd bring in some really good guests. Well, anyway, here's Frank and Irene.
Hi. Mother May I podcast. Welcome to Mother May I podcast with Mr. Frank Conniff, and I'm Irene Bremis Frank. 420 marijuana day, also Hitler's birthday. And I wonder if there was a 420 when Hitler was around, if things would have turned out differently, if he just smoked up a little and lightened up.
It couldn't have hurt as far as Hitler goes. Although I don't like any kind of burning around him. It's a bad image, but
that's right. Good one. You're absolutely right. What was I thinking?
But you know, we've had weed for a long time, and it hasn't stopped the flow of assholes in our society, unfortunately. So I don't know if he just would have been a stoned authoritarian genocidal maniac, probably, if he'd had pot.
That's right. And snacking a lot in between, genocide. Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know what difference that would have made. 420 it's bittersweet holiday for me since I'm not allowed to smoke pot. So all I do is envy other people who are smoking pot today.
Well, you could just, it's legal in New York now, Frank. So if you just kind of like go on one of your walks, I'm sure you could get a contact high, of course, not by your doing something light that will give you a nice appetite or something. No?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever gotten a contact high in my life. I don't know if that's really a thing.
No, it's a thing, Frank. It's a thing. I used to get contact high with my sister. She was a wake and baker, and I would go to the gym and do like 500 leg lifts outside because I forgot to flip over, and I was stoned out of my mind.
Well, I had to, and also one thing I've heard, it's frustrating for me too, because I've heard that the pot is so good now. It's so much better and stronger than when I used to do it in the 70s.
Yeah.
So I'm missing out, but that's what you get when you waste your youth on addiction. Then it all gets taken away from you. Then you're not allowed to have it anymore.
You can't do, you can't become like a midlife addicted, addiction. Yeah. That's really what it's for, for the second half of life.
But I could smoke it again anytime I wanted to, but, and I'm for the legalization of everything. All drugs should be legal, as far as I'm concerned.
Legalize all the drugs, and regulate. I agree 100%, Frank. Mm-hmm. But you haven't. So you did smoke pot in the 70s.
I smoked it. I did nothing but smoke pot in the 70s. I smoked.
Now, what were you like when you were smoking? I'm just curious.
I was very mellow, very laid back, just inside my own head. Not that different than I am now, actually.
More antisocial? How's that possible?
A little, because you know what? Pot made me very self-conscious, and I got even more shy in crowds when I was stoned. So it made me very awkward, and I was like, wow, I want more of this. So I was an idiot, is my point.
Me too, Frank. It would make me incontinent. Anyway, that's always fun. But that's actually how I met my boyfriend in college. We were passing a bong around. I was sitting on his lap and I peed on it. So,
wow,
my territory. Next thing you know, we're like going out for 4 years. That's
wow. So and how long did you date Chuck Berry? I'm just curious.
But you're right about one thing, Frank. Weed is not going to stop the assholes from being assholes. And you know what? I was in a relatively good mood until I checked on Twitter and saw that some fucking asshole, some gun-toting nut job, shot up a Stop and Shop in Long Island. Yeah. And, it's like, at least with quarantine, these nut jobs were in lockdown. Now I'm hearing gun shootings all the time,
Yeah. Well, it's an everyday thing now. It's out of control.
Yep.
But Republicans understand the urgency, and they're going to do everything they can to ban transgender bathrooms. So we can thank them for that.
Because, that's very dangerous. Yes. Yeah, very dangerous.
They literally are focused on anti-trans legislation is something they're insane about. And they have no plans for any kind of anti-gun legislation.
There's no anti-gun. And most of these people, and I'm going to say it, most of these people are also anti-vaxxers that are in complete denial that even if fucking exists, yet they love their assault rifles. It's disgusting. We need gun reform immediately. I don't know why we're so, it's just, I can't even, I don't get it. I don't understand it.
It's the Republicans are the problem. It's not a problem with Congress. It's a problem with Republicans.
It's the problem with Republicans. You're absolutely right. And speaking of Republicans, I was in Florida. I went to Fort Lauderdale for
you told me you went down there to visit COVID, right?
Yeah, I went, but apparently it doesn't exist there. So I couldn't find COVID, Frank. That's what's interesting. Okay. It doesn't, you can't find a unicorn. So I did go and I just kind of hung out with my friends, but I had this really funny story. I went to visit a friend of mine. She gave me her address and said, I'm not going to be home. Walk into the house. I'm going to leave the door unlocked. And I'll be home shortly. And I actually went to this address. And I opened up the door and I walked in, I sat on the couch, made myself at home, made myself very comfortable. And in walks this complete strange woman. And I'm thinking, is this her cleaning? I didn't know who she was. Turns out then the husband rushes out of the bathroom. Turns out I was sitting in the wrong apartment. Now,
wow.
That was unbelievable. I call that pulling a Rachel Feinstein. And I'm sorry, this girl, these things happen to Rachel a lot, but it was quite interesting to be sitting on somebody's couch. They walk in, and then I realized that I couldn't see, Frank. And I misread the address. So my friend that I'm visiting just got LASIK surgery, the one close, one far, and I'm gonna do it because I need young guys like you. Young guys.
So you don't but I think you look good in glasses, though.
Well, then I could get the decorative ones. You know what I mean? I could get the ones that those, what is it called? Williamsburg douchebags wear. They actually don't need any glasses, but they wear them to make a fashion statement. Frank, why your eyes are incredibly impressive, though. I mean, you do not need glasses to read.
No, I mean, my eyesight has diminished a bit over the years, but I'm the only one in my family. Everyone in my family has had to wear glasses since they were like 20. I'm the only one who has good eyesight.
Everybody in your class has had to wear glasses since you were 20. And
my dad was 4F in World War II because of his eyesight. It's why he couldn't get in, and he ended up being a war correspondent anyway. But it's like bad eyesight runs in my family. I didn't inherit that. All I inherited was the alcoholism and depression.
But your eyesight, Frank, let's talk about how young you look in a social setting where people are checking in a world of cell phones. I'm always very envious when you're like, let me check that for you, Irene. And I'm fumbling for 5 fucking glasses, one on my head, one around my neck, and one in my purse. Okay, so anyway, let's get this party started. We've got such a great person. You know her very well. In fact, you're neighbors, and she got you that amazing. Is something going on with the cat in the background? I'm a little disturbed.
No, that's nothing. Don't worry.
Oh, it's nothing. What is it, Frank? Is somebody
I'm just playing with my wire. Come on.
Oh shit. Okay, I thought it was behind you and somebody was trying to break free. But I've known you for so long, so I would be a character witness. Okay, so you live with this girl in the apartment. You want to bring her on?
Yeah, she's a great comedian and actress who's done many things. Worked with. Christopher Guest and Bob Odenkirk, and here she is now, Kathleen Roll.
Kathleen.
Oh, hello.
Let's roll.
Welcome. Thank you.
We also forgot to mention that Kathleen is also in the documentary about Patrice O'Neill, Killing is Easy. Welcome, lady.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. I've been listening to you, and Frank, do you smell that poignant pot? I have a backyard. I smell this.
I do.
It's unbelievable, and I'm allergic to it. I have allergies.
Oh God!
Now, and I'm all for anyone smoking pot.
Yeah.
Right.
But Frank lives next door to this lovely, gorgeous gay couple. And I assumed it was them.
Oh, do they smoke a lot? Yeah, that's possible. I mean,
they thought it was you. They thought it was medical marijuana because it is high power. It's the good stuff.
No, I don't even.
I can smell it, and it's like 10 feet away. Just my window's open, and I sneeze. It's embarrassing.
You're
like. Yeah, it's like I have no compunction with people smoking pot, but I have allergies.
You do.
Now,
I don't. The only time
but they thought it was Frank.
Well, no, the closest I've ever come to medical marijuana was when I got high watching Marcus Welby when I was younger.
Frank, oh my God! Wait, let me just say this because people are probably confused because we didn't lead in with they live in the same building.
Yeah, so that's why you're Frank lives in the apartment upstairs.
I live above her.
Above her, exactly. Yes, you know what? I feel like I have an allergy to marijuana. It doesn't make me sneeze; it makes me incontinent, which is worse. So
that is interesting. I wonder if that's psychosomatic or if it really. I've never heard of that.
Well, you know what it does.
So, in other words, when you're stoned, you can't say this is good shit because it's am I right? Back me up, people.
This is not, you can't say, come on, people. We got them. We're rolling. Okay, I want to bring in our next guest. I didn't realize she was here.
Oh, okay, good.
People. I love her to death. She's a very brilliant comic and she is fabulous. She has her own comedy club, OMG. Oh. Let's bring in the one, the only, Jess Miller, everybody.
Hey.
Oh, hello. Wow.
Hi.
I have that same bookshelf, but I'm
not, there's a lot of people that have this bookshelf on green screen.
I noticed that. It's like, wow.
It's a nice one, isn't it?
I would like to be able to put that bookshelf instead of like what's going on here. This looks
You
nice.
guys have really good lights. I'll have to figure that out later. Ask you. But you look gorgeous and you look gorgeous. And
Thank
Frank,
you look gorgeous. Stop being so harsh on yourself. What I have to show you what it is. What I have is, you see the mirror light?
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
Mirror, I just have it pointed with lights. That's all I'm using right now.
Just pointed at you on the. It looks
facing
beautiful.
Facing me. All you have to do is keep a light. And of course, Frank is very well lit because he's Irish, right, Frank? I mean,
you can
see she looks very rosy and
well, I only have one side light on.
Oh,
so trying to make my face look thinner with the dark side.
You look gorgeous, Jessie. So this is Kathleen.
Hi, Kathleen.
How are you, Jessie?
Good, thank you,
sweetie. What's going on in the world of Massachusetts in Springfield?
It's 420 day, so I'm actually doing a 420 show.
Ooh.
I don't smoke marijuana because it makes me sick. It makes my throat close up.
We're a bunch of fucking old assholes,
right?
Your sneeze makes me. He's on the wagon and it makes you sick.
I can't swallow, and that's really bad for a gay woman.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's the worst possible case scenario if you're gay. Can't swallow. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I can spit a good loogie though. But I can eat the cookies.
Oh, and that's
the edibles. Oh,
I can eat the edibles. Like I quarter of an edible, and then I get the munchies really, really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was back in the 70s, when I was they didn't call them edibles. They were called pot brownies back then, or hash brownies back then. But I never had one. I've never had an edible. That's another great experience.
Oh, it's delicious.
Edibles means your mother can have some too, which happened on Halloween once, and it was really scary. Yeah.
I had an edible capsule, and I took it in Arizona before Mass on Christmas.
Are you sure it wasn't a roofie?
It was. It was an edible.
Believe me, Kathleen.
It was fucking awesome. Yeah, it could have been a roofie.
At this point,
I did kind of confront the priest, like, what's going on with that? Really? They were gonna. Joseph was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Awesome. He marries a 14-year-old to keep her from being stoned to death. Yeah, love him. Yeah. Okay, that's enough.
Sounds crazy. That just opens up the abyss
for all of you Catholics out there.
Yeah. So you don't smoke either, Jess, right? But you're doing a show tonight. Tell everybody what you're doing.
I'm eating a cookie.
You have your own comedy club, which is very impressive.
So you have one up in the
that is very impressive. Huh?
I did for like a month before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But now you're reinventing, right? Aren't you reinventing yourself? Like you're doing, yeah.
I'm going to try and reopen it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know when it'll happen.
God bless you. It's such a fun show. I've done it. It's great. I mean, she's so incredible. I mean, look at her. Come on. She loves everybody. She's a true person, a true love bug. She loves everyone. She runs a great show because it all starts with energy. I really hope that you can reopen. Are you getting some funding? What is going on in terms of, I hear that now when I went to Florida and what I'm hearing in the city from friends that own businesses, the number one conundrum with reopening is that nobody really wants to, they're all understaffed. Everybody's understaffed in restaurants. So is that going to be problematic for you think, when you reopen?
I don't know because I don't know what the timeline is.
Right.
I'm not in a rush.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how this vaccine or all the variants are going to work out. So I think within a year, ideally, I would love to open in December. But if, COVID goes through the roof again and everything gets shut down, it's like you just don't know.
Right. Well, I don't think it's going to get shut down. I don't think that's going to happen. My feeling on this is pretty strong. I don't think you need to worry about that. I think if everybody gets vaccinated, are we all vaccinated here? All of us double vaccinated?
I'm double vaxxed, and it's been 2 weeks. And the medical term for what I have now is COVID immunity like a motherfucker.
I get my second one in 2 days.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Well, I got my second one. I called Jess up and we were crying. I was like really nervous. I was very nervous about getting that second one. That second vaccination.
I talked you into it?
What? I got it.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, I'm proud of you because, I got it and I didn't really have any side effects. I
didn't either. I really didn't either.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you're
I did feel a sense of optimism and hope, but that went away quickly.
Yeah, that went
Optimism and hope is so overrated.
No, absolutely.
Come on. We don't need that.
We really don't need that. Now, Kathleen, I wanted to ask you because Jess, Kathleen was recently in that documentary about the late Patrice O'Neill. It was called
Patrice O'Neill. Yeah. Right.
How was that? Because you were asking me, yeah.
I guess it was okay. And his mother and ex-wife or girlfriend were.
Vaughn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love her. She's amazing. She's a comic.
Vaughn.
DiCarlo,
Yeah. So it was very nice and very complimentary. And he's been dead for 10 years, but people that he worked with and a lot of the Boston guys. Mm-hmm. And it was just fun to see them. And
right now, what did they ask you? Like, what was your did you get a chance to see it? Like, what were you asking? What were they asking you?
Not. I don't know. I mean, I had worked with him on this podcast, and the thing is, he kind of evolved.
Right.
As time went by, he went through like all of us do, but he became very successful, I think, right after Colin's thing, and he had a lot of trouble with his attitude, like many comics do. Mm-hmm. And then he kind of he evolved a little bit.
Well, he was genius for for like shutting a room down and then bringing them back into the fold. I've never seen it.
He got into he was great, and he had such good kind of racial material. He had a very unique thing.
He was hilarious.
He was
a great actor, and the theme throughout it was he died too soon, as so many comics do. Burn themselves out. I mean, it's the kind of play where we all have to have a lot of black dresses because
Right. Or
It's
why
like we
black?
drop like flies.
Yeah, we drop like flies. It's
Die
sad.
young. I don't need to be depressing. Poor Jess
actually,
is like,
Thank you for
oh
that.
no,
I-
oh no, please.
On a positive note, black is a little thinning. Not that you need to look any thinner.
Absolutely. You look awesome at the memorials.
Also, and
You
this is
know,
a true
and I've
thing
been to
of every.
billions.
It's true of every comedian's memorial that what it is for the comedians in attendance is it's stage time. You know,
Yeah,
like
basically.
everybody gets up and
yeah.
does. Everybody gets up and does a set,
and
basically.
you and
Everything's
you know
stage time. I'm in
Well,
therapy and it's stage time.
Yeah.
some bookers walking in, they're going, "Ooh, this might be a good place to put on a show."
Oh, it's a total networking festival because you have. I remember Greg Giraldo's.
Yeah.
And people like, are you kidding me? You're networking with Doug Herzog at.
Oh,
his
sure,
Well, that's
sure.
what, yes, funerals and weddings, sweetie. It's all about networking.
I couldn't get into Greg Giraldo's memorial. My agent said I wasn't right for it, and they decided to go in a different direction. So I couldn't even
funny.
go.
Frank, you weren't.
And you have people that barely knew them that are
funeral.
going on about how great they were. And it's
Yeah.
like, you don't know.
Yeah.
And he didn't
Sorry.
think you were funny. I'm sorry. I know. You cannot, you know.
So are you saying that's poor form?
No, I'm saying it's okay. It's proper etiquette. But
Proper etiquette to network during a funeral.
Yeah.
Okay. Just need to know.
It is proper etiquette. People expect it, and if you're not going to network at a funeral, it's a wasted funeral. Just remember that.
Yeah.
The guy died for
is.
nothing. He died in fucking vain. All right, listen.
Oh,
You know,
God.
what I always notice is you see their mothers or their sisters and you're like, oh my God, that's the heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Or in Greg's case, his kids. I'm
Oh my
like,
God, it's
Yeah.
horrifying. It
I
is.
don't. I think
like he
funeral-
was a real guy.
a funeral for me will be inappropriate because my career was cremated.
Yeah. Oh my God! Enough funeral talk.
Oh yeah. Let's
Hey,
bring this
you're the
on.
one- you're
How
the one
about
that-
let's get back to Hitler?
you're-
It's his birthday.
Oh my God.
What? Support the
I
arts.
would get
Is my
cremated, Frank,
point.
but I'm
Just
afraid.
support the arts.
Kathleen, I wanted
Yes.
to ask you. This is a
Am I
very
moving around too
COVID.
much?
No, you're fine.
You look gorgeous. With COVID running rampant and everything, we've all been locked indoors. And you mentioned that you had to get off your phone, like you didn't get back to me for like a week. And you said that you had to get off your phone for mental health reasons.
Yes.
I agree. Now, I want to elaborate on that. Like, what did you mean by mental health? Like, is it Instagram? Is it just being on the phone? Because I agree that was probably
It isn't. I had to get off. Well, the news for one thing, but
Right.
I have COVID crazy friends.
Yes, get off.
Like are calling me a neighbor. I want to move to Seattle. My neighbor doesn't believe in vaccines.
Right.
God.
And it's just we both have a friend, Amy Stiller. She wouldn't mind. She doesn't believe in the vaccine.
I love Amy. I'm very good
I
friends.
love her
Yeah.
too, but
She
we
doesn't
let it
believe in the
go.
vaccine.
I don't know why. She's all into whatever, granola and
Christ.
bee pollen. God
Oh,
only knows. I've known her so long that I know not to ask, but
Right. Well, I want to know. I want to ask her why. I'm surprised. Bee pollen.
yeah, I'm just saying bee pollen. That's one
Right.
of the many things she was into.
Right. Bee pollen. Well, it helps with allergies, so it might help with your weed allergy.
You know what? It really does. I have to get some.
Yeah, you really
Yeah.
should get some.
Like I have horrible allergies.
Now, did you find, Jess, that it was like hard for you, like being on social media, listening to the news, all the COVID news? Like, did you find at some point that it was like throwing you down a rabbit hole?
I went on antidepressants. Yeah.
Oh,
And then the
really?
antidepressants made me suicidal. So I had to get
Yeah.
off the
Wow.
antidepressants. And then once I got off the antidepressants, I was super, super happy.
Wow. See? So
really,
it's amazing how they work.
I've
Right?
always been
So they
afraid
did
of that.
work. You just had to go off of them to find out how
Exactly.
fucking happy you were.
I've
without
never
them.
been so happy to not be suicidal in my life.
How
like,
long did it take for them to make you suicidal?
Probably about 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then it took me another 2 or 3 weeks of just like curled up in a fetal position, trying to oh, please let me just get through this. Maybe it could have taken a couple of months. Like it
I've
ruined.
been eating St. John's wort.
Oh, I've just been eating.
Yeah.
Oh, eating is good. I have not. I've
200 to 300
lost
pounds of
like
potatoes.
20 pounds or something.
No, I've eaten like 200 or 300 pounds of potatoes in the past year.
Well, what Kathleen meant to say is that's all she's eating is St. John's wort because she lost like 60 pounds.
That's it.
Does it work?
Yeah, I weigh 118 pounds according to my neighbor's scale.
My vagina weighs 118 pounds.
My left boob weighs 200 pounds. So
I won't do St. John's wort because I'm a lapsed Catholic. So I don't believe
I have
in
been
that.
eating nothing but tostadas with tomatoes and spinach and a lot of spices, and I never get tired of them.
Right.
But that's made me lose weight. I don't know why, because I can't just go out and grab a slice of pizza, I guess. I don't know.
Well,
bananas, avocado toast.
Avocado toast is a thing right now.
Yeah,
I eat it every day.
Frank is like, I don't, none of this.
Frank doesn't love that shit. Avocado, he sneezes. He can't. He's an adverse effect to kale, avocado toast, and anything that has keto dieting, like fucking John.
Avocado is good for allergies too.
You know what? Because of my,
I'd try it.
Not to brag, but I have type 2 diabetes, and the avocados are not good for diabetes.
Really?
Oh, they're not.
No, they're not.
Why?
No, because they're a fruit. They're fruit is not good.
Wow.
Well, they don't have that much sugar. I mean, I know that there's some fruit.
No, my doctor told me that I couldn't have avocado. I couldn't have avocado toast, so I had to try to be insufferable some other way.
Right. So, wow, that's interesting though, Frank. I didn't realize that avocado had sugar in it.
Well, that's when I was in the hospital.
I would have never known.
I had something with avocado in it, and then the nurse or someone said, "Well, you got to." It's not that I can never have it. It's just I got to go easy on that stuff. I eat a lot of beans actually, and the CDC has ordered that. Even my farts should wear a mask.
Kathleen, I was going to say, poor Kathleen lives right underneath you, right? That's a wonderful position to be in with him eating beans.
They have like charcoal underwear you can use, right?
Oh, do they really? Wow.
Is that
where the expression I should?
Is
that where the expression "I should have brick" came from?
I think I saw the show.
I heard you, Frank.
I heard you.
I heard you could hear farts on this kind of Zoom thing.
But this
is somebody farted. We would know who it was.
This is high tech.
It's called Zoom, not boom.
Yeah. Zoom.
But I heard you could hear farts, so.
So how is it going with the real estate, sweet lady?
Oh, I fucking hate it. Can I say that?
Yeah.
I'm trying to sell this apartment, and this lady's being a total
lesbian.
The woman that's buying it, or the woman that's selling it, is, and the guy that's buying it is this is it. The last time, he's very young. But he has good credit, and now mortgage rates are very low, but they're harder to get. And he's going out of his mind. Is that? Yeah, it's so fucking boring. It's incredible.
Right. Well, listen.
But
at
like
least-
with Frank Steele
Yeah.
renting his,
I
love that woman.
Yeah, that was a nightmare though to go through the co-op board. Even though I was only renting,
it always is.
Our
Frank.
co-op board is.
But you know, Kathleen, there
insane.
isn't there one apartment in our building that might be available because
a lot are
because
It's
the
really
guy,
cheap
but the
rent.
one I'm talking about is the guy who lived in it was one of the January 6th insurrectionists.
Really?
Oh,
Lived in.
yeah.
Yeah,
We
lived
had
in
a
Frank's building.
neighbor
Jess.
that
Yeah.
was
You guys are all on Staten Island?
I live on Staten Island. Everybody.
Are you all on
knows
Staten
here.
Island?
No,
No,
we're
I
in
don't.
we're in
I live on
Manhattan.
Staten Island.
Oh, okay.
Everybody
We're
knows
on
I'm a party
we're
bus
on the
here.
Upper East Side now. He did not live in our building, but he lived
Oh.
close.
Oh, I thought I was.
Oh.
Well, you know what? I'm going to stick with he lived in our building because that's the
more
story I've
interesting
been
for
telling.
That's better.
mistakes.
But he
Yeah.
was a total, and I knew him. I met him at Seatown,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
he was this a Jew, reform, not a reform Jew, a conservative Jewish guy.
Uh-huh.
So wears a yarmulke
Right.
all the
He was
time.
Hasidic Jewish.
Not
Hasidic Jew.
Hasidic, but
No?
conservative.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he had an alter ego, Brad Holiday. He had a website where he taught people how to pick
Scary.
up women. I
was
met him
approached
in
by many
Seatown.
Hasidic men as a hooker. People thought I was a hooker all the time. They would come up to me. You know what?
No.
Yes,
Yeah.
all the time.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they love the non. Well, he came up to me in Seatown. I was buying Chipotle.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked me about the Chipotle, and then I realized, oh, he's trying to pick me up.
Yeah. You know what?
And he said, like, spicy, are you Hispanic? And they're
Hot.
I'm like, not me. You mean in bed? I just lay there.
Yeah.
Nope.
That's it.
No spice.
Hello, Queen.
He was so creepy. Kathleen asked him when was his set at the comic strip.
Uh,
But I thought it's kind of sad. He's trying to pick up women in a grocery store,
Yeah.
but
every
the
time I
guy
see
was
you,
making
you have one of these.
bank.
Every time I see you, you have one of these crazy stories where this lascivious perv is trying to pick you up. I'd say things are pretty good on your end. No?
I would say that too.
Fuck off. Stop bragging a lot.
We totally live in Karenville, the
Yeah.
Upper East
Oh.
Side. Yeah, tons of Karens here.
Mhm.
Tons of
You go
Karens and
into
Amy Coopers.
CVS, there's some old lady asking for the manager.
Well, that's not good. That's scary. Jesse, you're working on a bunch of stuff. I want to make sure that we have a chance to talk about some of the things.
Oh
that you're
yeah, I want to hear
before we have to pull the SteamYard plug. So what are you've got some exciting things that you're working on. Tell us what you're working on.
I am currently working on booking about 80 more comics because I'm out of my mind.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a 24-hour Clubhouse comedy festival.
Right. And for those of you who don't
for
know,
foster
cool.
kids.
Clubhouse, Frank, I don't know if you heard
for
about Clubhouse.
foster kids. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Tell everybody what Clubhouse is because I don't know if everybody knows what Clubhouse is.
It's just a drop-in app. It's a video or it's an audio app.
Audio.
And it's kind of like radio, but 400,000 or 500,000 people will show up in a room.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm booking this this guy says why don't you come do a show? And instead of just doing the show like a normal person, I was like, no, you know what we should do? We should attach it to a fundraiser, make it 24 hours because that would be fun. And also just give myself 2 weeks to finish it.
Right.
So I'm building the website and I'm trying to book all the comedians and making sure, and I have to make sure that the apps are running properly so people can sign up. And I'm like, oh my God.
Right. Now, how do you feel so that's amazing. You're always doing something really altruistic like that. Like every year she does this big, huge drive for Toys for Tots.
Foster kids.
Oh, wow.
Foster kids.
Oh my God.
For foster kids. And you always, the last show we did, which was right before COVID, right? I couldn't believe all
that
the
was
toys.
at the club.
The drive was insane. Like all the toys that you raise for these kids, you're like a saint. You actually use comedy to help people whereas other comics think they're saving the world with a rape joke. And I've got.
Oh, Irene, I'm sitting right here. Come on.
I was going to say, I hope you don't.
Yeah, we're completely selfish people. I know people from the Covenant House. Are you familiar with that?
No.
What is it?
The Covenant House. They take like runaway, and oftentimes they're running away from foster care.
Yeah,
like they're not even wanted in their foster.
Foster kids get such a bad break.
They do. No, wait, what
are you kidding me? Yeah.
What do you do there, Kathleen? I didn't realize that you did this. Wait, are you volunteering?
Yeah, I've gone there. They have like an overnight. Some of them are homeless or whatever, but it's really not that bad. I'm sure Jess could tell you they're kind of upbeat.
The kids,
you go there and they're like, God, yeah,
they're still kids. That's why.
So wait, how do you
these are Covenant House. They're a little bit older. They're like 17, 18, right. And they're helping them age out, getting them jobs.
That's awesome.
You know, and teaching them comedy class. And
oh my God, that's amazing.
No, they're not doing that.
But they would better,
Kathleen, can we hook up after this so I can get your information?
Absolutely.
And I'm just trying to get art. I'm trying to raise money to buy art kits for the foster kids.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because I think they just get forgotten. It kind of started last year, you know, during the lockdown, during the summer. And I was like, I was going to do with the club being open, I was going to do a Christmas in July to kickstart the toy drive.
Yeah.
And then I turned 50 and I was like, I can't have a birthday. And then I was like, what should I do? And I'm like, you know what? I'll just do this. So I ended up making my birthday, like, instead of giving me gifts or anything, just donate. And we raised enough to get 300 art kits. So,
wow.
I'll totally
your halo is
hook you up with these people. And
that's your halo. That's your halo. That's your light.
No, she is. She's so sweet. Frank and I are just sitting here with our dicks in our hands. Actually, Frank, you're going to be sitting with your own dick in your hand, and I'm going to have to join the group over here. It's not. I volunteer for Meals on Wheels. Here's the thing. I started doing that since COVID.
Well, that's awesome.
That's good.
But I think like fuck those old people. They're fat enough. You know,
but they're also poor people. They're poor people. They're young people too.
Okay.
They're not old people. Believe it or not.
Well, there's, you know
but
what?
Fuck those old people. I agree, sweetie.
As long as we're
especially on Staten Island
talking.
Usually,
about
I just give change to really drunk homeless guys.
Uh-huh.
That's always helpful. As long as I know.
I want to point out, just so you don't think that I'm a total selfish prick, which I am, but that the monthly shows that Trace and I do benefit Friends in Need, which is a food shelf in Minnesota.
Yay! See,
and we've been their biggest. We contribute
awesome.
every month to them, and we're their biggest donor. Apparently.
I love it. I love it. So none of us are dicks. Let's feel good about it.
No, I am. I want to make it clear I'm a totally horrible person, but that's a fact, though, about the shows that we do.
That's right. But that's amazing. That's amazing. So look at us. You know, we're all doing ourselves. We're all doing ourselves.
I've thought about the Covenant House and comedy shows and how you can, but I have no skills. I can barely rent an apartment.
You know, that's not true, Kathleen.
That it is.
It's not that you can't do it.
That's not good for a realtor.
It's not that you can't do it. It's that in New York City, it's such a horrible process for everyone involved to either rent or buy something. It's automatically a nightmare. I know people in other cities who they look at an apartment, they tell the superintendent they want it, they sign a lease, and they move in on Monday. You know,
it doesn't happen in New York.
No, it doesn't happen in New York at all.
This is a really good time if you want to rent or buy.
This is it because there was a mass exodus.
Can you find me? Can you find me like a 2-bedroom apartment with an outdoor space, like a patio? That's
probably
under,
now for under what?
Like 2,000 a month, under 2,000 in downtown Manhattan.
Oh, come on, that's impossible. Don't even.
Well,
actually, there are things in downtown. If you don't mind that it's kind of there are holes in the wall. Or
I don't care. I'm a lesbian.
Maybe.
I can
when there's
fix
somebody
that shit.
squatting in your bedroom, if you don't mind that, sweetie, if you don't mind sharing. Kathleen is the best at this. I'm telling you, Kathleen, you're good. Did you ever see that show, Kathleen, Selling Sunset? Where these
I've seen these,
it.
and I know that they're kind of fake. I could see the fakeness.
Oh wait, you saw it?
Is it that on Bravo where they have
It's on
those?
Bravo. Yes, I binge watched the whole thing with Rachel Dratch. We were obsessed with that show. And so you don't think that's real? You don't think that those girls are?
No.
What's it called?
It's called
No.
Selling.
They have it pre-planned. You know, they already have it before.
Right. Yeah,
definitely.
because I've done pilots for reality stuff. Look at me, I've done. Of course, nothing got picked up. Oh, I've done.
Yeah,
it'll happen. It'll happen, Irene.
Please.
The Real Housewives, just like those are, which disappointed me.
Yeah,
I really thought they
all reality shows are as scripted shows are.
Yeah,
that's
they
a
are.
Fact. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. They are scripted.
It's kind of a disappointment. And my show, Pity Fuck, about comedians, a dating show.
Oh, that's amazing.
I thought it would be a great idea. There's a lot more alcohol, a lot less commitment.
Yeah.
Pity
Sounds
Fuck.
like. Okay, so Bobby, of course, because I've done this 3 times. We've done this show, and I wanted to talk about something that I sent him, and I keep forgetting. But recently I've been hearing a lot of women complaining about the way that, like, there's so many women that are unhappy with their bodies. You know what I mean? And then that whole thing happened with Khloe Kardashian, and she was going to sue everybody for posting this unfiltered selfie of her at the beach. Because she thought she looked terrible. And so I wanted to talk a little about body dysmorphia.
Oh my God. That's her? Is that really her?
Which one looks horrible? That
now,
one
here's the thing, guys. This one to the left is the one that's been photoshopped to give her that weird look body. And the one to the right is how she is unfiltered. And it made me so sad that, and I actually
that looks,
love for Khloe Kardashian
hot,
or the Kardashian
I
family.
think.
But she looks hotter in the unfiltered one. Frank, what do you think, ladies?
She looks, you know what? Both of those are going into my spank bank. I don't know what the problem is.
Like, which one do you like better, Frank? The pink bikini or the
I like, they're both great. If in case I meet her, I don't want her to hear my real opinion. So,
I mean, I wouldn't wear the bottom piece that way.
Yeah.
Like I'd probably wear shorts and a t-shirt, but I would kill for that body right now.
I know, but I'm saying one is not
added
real.
Things
one
on her hip.
Is that and I think she looks beautiful without.
Which is the unreal one?
The unreal is the pink.
Okay.
Photoshopped.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think she looks better without those fake hips, definitely.
Yeah, I mean,
and the boobs you could see are a little bit done.
Wow, even the background they changed.
Yeah, everything, and her face, the whole.
She's not even recognizable.
You know what, Jess? Jess, I love you so much. You just brought up a really interesting point. Like, even her background wasn't good enough. She was like, oh, this is disgusting. She had to fucking reinvent her background. Her background wasn't up to par either.
Now what did she do? She sued because of which picture?
I don't know who she was going to sue, but she was going to sue somebody, Twitter, whoever hacked in and unleashed this hideous photo where she looks absolutely gorgeous. And it made me sad thinking about how women so many women, all of us really, I mean, I work out all the time and I'm always finding imperfections with my body. I know that, Jess, you've complained to me about, I'm putting on weight and Kathleen, you're eating only St. John's wort. So obviously there's
Frank doesn't give a shit.
And Frank,
well, you know what? When you're as hot as I am, none of this is an issue.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
I really love Queen Elizabeth, the one that Kate Blanchett played so well.
Yeah.
Queen Elizabeth. She saw the mirrors in the cat. She just said, just get rid of those mirrors.
Get rid of those
I have
mirrors.
shit to do.
I don't
have
look in
shit
mirrors
to
either.
do.
But I'm saying,
And
like,
I can't be dealing with
Yeah.
looking
at
at
yourself.
mine.
But I'm saying,
I just
like,
think like men
yeah.
are fucking worried about their bodies too.
Yes,
Why
more
aren't we talking about that? It just as
Increasingly.
much, if
Mm,
not more.
No,
You
I
don't
don't
think?
think so.
I think
don't
that's
agree with
mostly
you
dick
there.
size.
I train women. I don't agree
Exactly.
with you.
Yeah.
I think with social media though, Kathleen, you're definitely onto something here, because I think that people are where everything is picture. We're throwing out photos on Instagram. It's all about how you look, or on Zoom. So, people are getting increasingly more self-conscious about their bodies, whether they're male or female. But I think that especially young girls are probably targeted the most, really, because there's so much filtering that we'd rather look like a version of somebody who doesn't exist rather than ourselves.
I'm getting targeted for poise pads and Depends. So that's where I'm at. Okay. I'm so over it.
I'm wearing them right now, Jess. Don't worry about it.
I have an 11-year-old niece who's really gorgeous, but she's 5'4". She started to develop. She was into Barbie dolls and now no dresses. She's wearing big. She just does not want the boobs or the attention. And it's kind of interesting. I don't want to.
Right.
I don't want to say that she's gay, but there's a chance.
I was going to say she's gay. I'm
oh,
saying
really? I'm hoping she is.
No.
I'm hoping she
We all
is.
hope she is.
Oh.
I mean, it would be better for her to be gay now. But I just
much
think
better than
that
20 years
she
ago.
doesn't want those tits. And I remember being 9. Not that I have anything much more, but it was just so embarrassing once you get like these little tatas and you're like, ew. Some guy is like, whoa, look at that. And you're like horrified.
Well, I told you not to hang out with Woody Allen. So
and I know. And that was when I was dating.
Wait, so you were bashful? You're saying I dressed like a stripper when I was younger. Literally. I'm like calm now. I literally would walk out. I look at some of the things, especially when I started doing comedy. And we were talking about this I did Jess Kirsten and Rachel's podcast not long ago. And we were talking about some of the outfits I wore. I couldn't even believe what I was wearing. I would literally come out.
Why don't you? Why not?
Lashes in it. Like I didn't even give a fuck. Like
because you didn't give a fuck, did you?
What?
But you know
didn't
what,
give a fuck.
Irene,
no,
I think you dressed
not at all. Not even a second.
Really great. And why the hell not?
That's the whole. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like, if you enjoy, like, if you're comfortable with how you dress, who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, I dress like a dude. I dress like a dude.
A very sexy dude, please.
And I'm very fucking comfortable. So I don't give a shit what people think.
Yeah.
I mean, they do.
You can't care about what people think. I think that's the main thing. So if your beautiful little niece is comfortable wearing something that makes her look like sister wives, let her.
The thing is, if it was comfort, I'd be okay. But it's
hiding.
Yeah.
But how old is she?
11.
Yeah, but she'll grow out of that.
Yeah, she'll figure it out.
She will.
We all go through that.
We did. I didn't have any boobs at 11, so.
I don't think I had big boobs.
I had boobs at 9.
You did?
I did.
I think that would put me over the edge.
It did. It was like horrifying. I hated it, and I wanted to hide them.
Well, you're young though. 9 is
really young.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, my boobs didn't come until I was 55. So.
I know. But
I'm very envious of your boobs, Frank. They're fantastic.
But I think it's getting better for women and young girls. I really do.
What?
I think that they're allowed. I think it's getting better for young women.
Well, I think the problem isn't like I think women and girls should dress the way they want to dress. The problem is men and society slut shaming them,
Yeah.
Like in other words, like
exactly.
if you dress provocatively,
do it.
And that's the way you want to look, and that's part of your self-expression or whatever.
Right.
And that's great. But we we live in a society where people like Jay Leno will come on and do all these jokes, slut shaming women for the way they look. That's where the problem is.
You're absolutely right, Frank. And even sometimes women do it to women. I, for one, can never ever criticize a woman for the way she dresses, because I dressed like a fucking stripper, literally, for years. I still can't.
Why not?
I would wear things without a bra, and you could see full on my nipple, and I'd be like, "What do you need?"
Could you?
What I need is a glass of milk, you fucking whore.
Could you describe that a little slower, please?
I used to model those sausage casing dresses because I was very thin back in the day.
You're tall and you have a slim, beautiful bod.
But I remember going into Irish bars with this other model who was this really tall black woman, and just like, fuck you, we're fashion models. Fuck you.
Fuck you. I like it.
Yeah, I could wear whatever the hell I want.
That's right.
The only thing is comfortable shoes that don't fuck up your feet.
Oh, I'm so mad at myself for not wearing those. Always in heels. I mean,
yeah, but see, you wear those
the wedgies.
Yeah, aren't they comfortable?
Yeah,
exactly. That's why I asked you about those.
Oh, right. You did ask me. When I first saw Kathleen, I met her through Frank, and she walked in, and I said, okay, I love this bitch. She walked in. She just got her nails done. You looked so cute. You were wearing this cute little dress. You had your little lipstick on. Your nails were done, and you sat down and wouldn't shut the fuck up about hilarious shit. And I was like, I love this girl.
I'm like all for women can wear whatever the hell they want.
Absolutely.
Like during this pandemic, I've been wearing my pajamas to the grocery store.
Me too.
Well, I do that, but that's just I'm being like Hugh Hefner when I do that.
Right.
During this pandemic,
I've been wearing the same underwear for 5 months.
I haven't worn a bra in over a year, and I think that was a really bad decision.
Yeah. I don't think so, Jess.
Yeah,
I don't think so. Why should you? Yeah. What are you wearing a bra for? Let her breathe. Let them breathe. You're like,
they've been breathing.
Yeah,
because I ate 200 pounds of potatoes. That's why I need something to hold them up.
Yeah,
my parents. Someone should have told me when I was a kid that if you ever grow up and start gaining weight, you're gonna have grandma's boobs. Because grandma had big ass boobs.
Boobs.
She scared me. Her boobs were so big, they scared me. And I was like, if someone had told me that, I think I would have made some different choices. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
It's not my fault that I'm fat.
Right.
It's my parents' fault.
Well, you're not fat.
See, I'm jealous of that. The big boobs you could use as a weapon. Just smack.
Yeah, you could snap somebody.
I call them lasso tits.
Yeah.
Lasso tits. Yes.
They're so stretchy at this point.
Yeah, mine never grew that much after I was 9.
Yeah.
They stopped at like 12.
Wow. So it's weird. You were an early bloomer with
I guess I was. I was one of those, I'd be babysitting and drunk guys would come back and look at how old, do you know how old she is? 12.
She's 9.
And they'd be like, whoa.
9 years old, they started. My mother, I wanted to have boobs when I was around 11, 12. My mother told me to eat chicken and drink milk.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, and I did. And I never grow any boobs, but I got really fat because chicken and milk. Disgusting. Anyway, Mom, you freaking anyway.
And chicken breast, right? That's what she specifically said.
Chicken breasts and milk. Wow. I love you, no Frank. Idea.
You love Frank. Like
I'm going to try that now.
You love Frank.
You know.
Frank is a party wherever the fuck he goes, man.
He's cracking me up.
He's cracking me up too. So we are sort of running out of time. So I want to make sure that we get to talk about what everybody's working on, and B, I have a picture of a friend of ours that died from John's show that I wanted to post last week. So I kind of want.
I know her. Yeah.
You know who we're talking about. So I want to end the show with her and just talk about her a little bit. But okay, so we'll start with Kathleen. Anything, even if it's an apartment you're showing.
No, nothing. The Comedy Cellar, I had promising, from my connections there, Colin and but that's and I do want to promote the East Side, Carl Schurz Park. There will be some fabulous protests and lovely Black Lives Matters.
Yeah, they have a whole Black Lives Matter
I'm
set up there.
totally
It's there
down
all the time.
with the community. Yeah, they have barbecues, the whole nine.
And the thing that's great about the protests, is they really
there.
piss off the people who live in the expensive building that's right across the street.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I know. It's
love it.
excellent. And they're very peaceful and nice, and barbecues. Just go.
That's beautiful.
And the
That
Covenant
is
House.
I
Donate and go. And hopefully I'll be doing something else, but
I love you.
watching
You're
nihilistic
sweetheart.
movies.
You're such a sweetheart for doing what you do for the Covenant House. Seriously, I can't believe you do that. That's amazing. Jesse, anything that you'd like to plug that's
Yes, I have shows this Saturday online at OMG Comedy Club. And then you are appearing on May 1st at OMG Comedy Club. And then you're going to be kicking off the whole Comedy Festival fundraiser. Everything's on your shoulders.
I'm so excited. I love it. I'm so excited to be doing it. I love you. And what you do for comics, and especially women in comedy, and also what you do for children, both you and Kathleen. And Frank, because Frank, we can't leave Frank out because of his show that he does. Frank,
he does some things with wait, for children. I'm
get the terminology right, please.
Frank, when's your next Mads event coming up?
The next one is May 11th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And it costs $10, and a portion of it goes to Friends in Need Food Bank in Minnesota. And our next film that we're going to be riffing, Mystery Science Theater style, is T-Bird Gang, which is a hot rod movie from the 50s. Which you've never heard of it. And once you see it, you'll know why you've never heard of it. But we're gonna riff it. It's gonna be really funny.
How do we watch you riff on this?
It's you go to eventbrite.com, but send me like a personal email, and I'll get you on the guest list for it.
Yeah, it's really so fun. Yeah. When the world reopens, we should go together and see him at one of the theaters. I know.
We did our last show the night before the pandemic, the lockdown officially began. We did a show at the Alamo Draft House in Brooklyn. That was the very last night before.
And I went. Oh no, did I go to that?
No, you couldn't make it because
I blew you off for another. No, I didn't blow you off.
You went to an art gallery thing.
I had this other event that also got fucking canceled, and yours was still on. Now I could, you can't be a fence sitter with this shit. Anyway,
Irene is very popular.
Oh my God, and they're so great. It's so great and so much fun. And I'm doing Jesse's show, which I'm going to start heavily promoting May 1st. And then I haven't been doing that much stand-up, but I guess it's the world is starting to reopen. I'm headlining Governors on June 11th, and then I'm co-headlining Carmen Lynch on the 17th.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
In Delaware. Cool. So we're starting to pour it back in, but I haven't been doing any stand-up. But, I did that show. I realized that it doesn't fucking matter. I got up and it was like, this is what we do. You know what I mean? This is what we do.
It's like riding a bike, only you have more fuel.
You have more fuel.
Yep,
exactly.
Inside in your pit.
Well, if either of you want to do the Clubhouse thing, let me know because I would love to have both of you.
Great.
Absolutely. Do you mean them? Oh.
No,
okay.
No, you.
Okay. I absolutely.
You, sweetie. And also, I wanted to just end this show with our dear friend that we knew from John's show, Midwin Charles. You know, I just wanted to do this last week and we ran out of time.
God, she was beautiful.
She was extraordinary. And Frank, I want you to talk about her more because I feel like you knew her more. But
Well, she was a regular on John's Fugelsang show, which I was a regular on. And so she was this brilliant attorney who also did commentary on television shows, like probably the most accomplished person I've ever met. And yet she was this incredibly down-to-earth, funny person. John and I went to see Black Panther with her. And it was her third time seeing it, you know. So she was, everybody who knew her just loved her. And it was the most shocking thing in the world because she was so young and so vital. And was such a force of life that she was the last person you would expect to just suddenly die, you know. And it was just shocking, and everybody misses her so much. Nobody will ever forget her who knew her. You know,
that's so beautiful, Frank. That was such a lovely tribute. And she, we don't know why, for whatever reason, it's so sad and tragic, but she was a force, a light. She lit up a room. She was so intelligent.
and she was so intelligent. And I said to John,
she really was.
We talked about her on John's show. I said she was way above our pay grade.
Oh my God! Yeah,
it was like
she was
why
CNN. I would be like, oh my God, I'm bringing dick jokes to the table.
She was on CNN a lot.
She was on CNN a lot and MSNBC, and she should have had her own show. I don't know why.
She really should have had. And you know what, Frank? She probably would have had her own show if it hadn't been for her untimely death. And in so many ways, we're sending love to her family, colleagues, family.
Yeah, she had a very close. Her parents were Haitian refugees, and so she was very strong. And they have clips, you can find them on Twitter and YouTube, of her talking about the importance of immigration in this country, and how much her family and people like her parents, how much they've done for the country, and how all of this anti-immigration bullshit is so wrong.
Yeah,
right.
I did a show, one of John's shows with her, and I thought she was on CSI.
No.
And I said to her, wow, you're on CSI and you went to law school? And she's like, oh, no, it's CNN. Wow. But she was really cool. And I have pictures of her and me together, but she looks fabulous.
And she is a beauty. I had a picture. Oh, I had a picture that I posted on Instagram, but I didn't give it to Bobby. She was just beautiful inside and out. I mean, my God, so sad.
Really cool and smart, just smart as hell. I was blown away, and I thought law school.
Yeah, she had her own. She was part of a law practice, and
she had her. I thought, was it her own? I thought it was her own law practice.
Yeah, she was part. It was her own, or she was part of one that she was.
Amazing. Amazing. And she graced us, and it was brilliant. And we're so sorry for everybody's loss. And
that's surprising that people just die. Like what? What the fuck it? There is no God. Okay.
It's scary. God's not dead, and we want to talk about that next time we're here. We'll do something on that show. All right, you guys, thank you so much for dropping in today. I love you both. I love Frank. We already know that. We're here every Tuesday. You can find us. Thank you for tuning in if you tuned in. And you can find us on all platforms, iHeartRadio. We're everywhere. So if you missed us here, you can find us on all those platforms. And see you next Tuesday. We love you.
Bye.
See you next Tuesday. Thank you so much. And Irene,
great to meet you, Jess.
Love you guys.
Thank you, Frank.
Lovely
You too.
Bye.
Lovely to see.
Thanks for tuning in to the Mother May I podcast with Frank and Irene on Strong Island Entertainment. Check us out next week when Frank and Irene sit down with, you know what? I don't know what these two are going to do next, but we'll see you next week.